Hey, what's up guys, Smash here. This is going to be a first and a possibly lengthy series. Lengthy because so much has happened and there's so much to talk about and unpack. I know I'm kind of late to the whole situation, but stuff was getting in the way and now I think I know what I'm going to be doing when it comes to addressing this situation. First off, I just want to start this off by apologising to Slazo. I was a fan of Slazo before this whole ordeal started, and I felt angry and frustrated about the allegations at the time that I didn't know what to think. I saw the screenshots which were used at the time, as well as the replies from many YouTubers who I followed and respected at the time, and thought that was enough. I'll promise that in the future I'll try and hear both sides of the story first, before jumping to conclusions. Again, Michael, I truly am sorry. Now that out of the way, we're going to be talking about our first clown in today's video, known YouTuber and Twitch streamer Weest, or Weesterner, or formerly known as Jacob West. Now, he's been a bad boy. Very, very, very bad boy by the looks of it. For a brief summary on how he got involved in the Slazo drama situation, he initially came out and supported Che when she accused her ex-boyfriend Slazo of sexual abuse and possibly rape, while simultaneously clowning on Slazo for these allegations. Now, to be fair, I'm in no position to hold Weest accountable for these actions alone, as we both didn't know Slazo personally and we both jumped the gun. But it does hold the question on how he found this post in the first place, if he didn't know Slazo. Because all the other influencers in these replies have been affiliated with Michael one way or another. I'm Alex, for example, has actually welcomed Slazo into his home, filmed collabs with him, and has even done podcasts with him. But that's for another video. As for Weest finding out about the post in the first place, he does address it, but I'll cover that separately in this video. But it's his further actions that niggled me a bit, just rubbed me the wrong way, should I say. After Michael's response to these allegations, where he basically debunks all of what Shay said in the tweet longer, he had this to say.
Okay, so I just watched Slazo's video, his response to his ex-girlfriend Shay's accusation that he was emotionally and perhaps even sexually abusive. And my conclusion is that he is just gonna have to learn from his mistakes. I mean, he fucked up. He looks like he's still gonna fuck up again.
Now, I don't get this point, to be honest. Where in the video does he mention or even imply that he's gonna fuck up again? Michael stated several times in this video that he's changed the person and has apologized multiple times for what he's admitted to.
There are plenty of things I wish I could take back, and if I could, I wouldn't a heartbeat, you know. I was emotionally unavailable, I didn't give you the support you needed, I was overly focused on certain physical things, I was a controlling asshole, you know. I was a dick, and I'm sorry for that. I really am. It's probably my biggest regret in life, and if I could go back and change it, then I would. So yeah, I've apologized for that before, I'm apologizing now, and I'll apologize as many times as I need to. It's something I do regret and that I am ashamed of. And I have no doubt that it has caused real pain on Che's end.
In this, he shows genuine remorse for some of the stuff that she's done to Che, which involves being a bad boyfriend. Also, I'm pretty sure most adults won't own up to the stupid mistakes they made as teens, or even acknowledge them. At least as much as Slazo's done here. So I don't get what Jacob is implying here in his statement. Maybe he just thinks he's a creepy dude, as a lot of people have mentioned as reasons as to why they initially attacked Slazo. Which, can I just say, it's not good enough reason to falsely accuse someone of sexual abuse. They may very well be socially awkward, which Michael in the video admits to being at times. I don't know, man.
He gives me a lot of impressions that he's definitely a manipulator. He even owns up to it in his video. He definitely seems like the person to gaslight his partner, make them think that things happen differently from what they remember in order to manipulate them and make them apologize for something that wasn't even their fault.
Jacob, I don't think we've watched the same video, bud. Now, I assume he's talking about that one section in the video where he admits how he was controlling. Right, first of all, that can mean a lot of things, but from what Michael said in this video, I think it's safe to say that what he meant by that was very mild in comparison to what he's being accused of. I mean, really, all teenagers in a relationship would be somewhat controlling. I mean, come on, first relationships usually happen during people's teens, and they're not exactly the most splendid, should I say. So I don't really know what you expect from Slazo, who was 16 at the time of this relationship. He wasn't a perfect boyfriend, and he admits to this. Another thing is that you're acting like Slazo's the only one guilty of manipulation. Whereas what Shay said here in one of the Discord messages with each other basically says that she's jealous of Slazo and his following, which is manipulating someone to feel sympathy for them. So I don't know why you're dwelling on Slazo's mistakes here.
I don't want to believe that Shay is just an outright liar.
Oh, here we fucking go. Now, you're gonna see a lot of these people involved in the drama use this excuse. Oh, I didn't believe Shay would do something like this. Shay would never lie. She's my friend. Oh, she only left some things out. Shut the fuck up. For something as seriously as sexual abuse and rape, you can't just come to a conclusion based on one person's word, even if they are your friend. You can support them, sure, but you can do that without publicly calling the accused out and clowning on them. That doesn't help the situation. Oh, and plus, Jacob didn't even know Shay before this whole ordeal, so I don't know why he's saying this.
Now, granted, both of these people were socially and emotionally inept. They were new to the whole committed relationship thing. Slazo definitely does not know how to talk to a fucking woman. If I was a woman, I definitely would want to get out of the same room as this guy immediately. Holy shit, you don't flirt with a girl by saying, I want to rape you. I get that, edgy humor, it can play in a relationship. Me and Christian say things I would never say online to each other, but I would never tell my girlfriend while I'm horny that I want to rape you. Jesus Christ, I have to laugh to cope with weird shit.
Dude, we've all been teenagers once. Hell, I still am, and there are plenty of things I regret saying during my teenagehood. So I'm pretty sure he knows that now, Jacob. God damn.
Overall, his response was a lot better than a lot of other YouTubers.
Oh, well, that's good then. That rectifies everything you've just said.
Like I said, I refuse to believe outright that everything Shay said was a lie. Slazo did admit that he was controlling. He used the word controlling. He didn't say manipulative. Now, all the YouTubers are manipulative. That's how we got to where we are. We manipulate an audience day to day for money. I mean, this is what we do. I know it has a negative connotation to it, but it just is what it is.
No, it fucking isn't. How can you believe that and have that mindset and still make YouTube videos? It just doesn't make any sense to me. By that logic, that means all the types of entertainment and media we consume is manipulative. I think he's just trying to sound smart and woke here by saying this, and that's the thing with this guy. He thinks he's smart-ass. He brings up arguments that weren't even there in the first place.
I think Slazo knows what he did. I think he's got a lot of dirty laundry, to clean up. I think these are two young people that couldn't sort their problems out, and because of their status, they just put it on the internet. I wish it didn't have to be that way, but it is what it is, Do I regret honking on Slazo? Not really.
Alright, so got that shit response out of the way. Surely his replies can't possibly be worse. Right? We'll skim through this quickly because most of this has already been covered by a plethora of YouTubers, but I'm just going to give my opinions of what I think. Unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of he said, she said, so I don't feel necessarily bad for clowning on Slazo. Maybe I was too quick, but nevertheless I don't feel bad. For my own opinions, from what I saw, Slazo cherry-picked details and had maybe 2 slow defenses. Other than that, it's just, that's not how I remember it, which sucks for both sides and leads me to believe this may never be resolved. Well, he did provide evidence from DMs that debunked pretty much most of Chay's claims, but okay. Also, how is Slazo cherry-picking? Those minor inconsistencies, as Slazo pointed out, changed the whole context of the situation. You're struggling to realize this.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with people all day about, whether or not I was wrong for clowning on him and shit like that. My opinion is coming from someone who is not a fan of Slazo, never really watched the guy's content, didn't even know who Shay was before all of this, before this ordeal, right? This is coming from someone who is a fellow creator, which I guess gives me some magical gift of being able to see him as a human.
Fuck off.
Here's what I see from the video. Yes, I'm a manipulator. Yes, I gaslighted. Yes, I did not know how to communicate with my partner. I need a break, guys. Hope you guys understand. And then people understand. That kind of blows my mind.
Alright, so we're not going to watch the rest of this, otherwise I'll be repeating myself at this point. So apart from his immature replies, he stayed mainly silent on the topic while the whole thing's been played out. But recently, about less than a week ago, he brought it up during one of the streams on Twitch. Now, I don't know what specifically led him to talk about this during the stream. Maybe one of the replies asked him about it, I don't really know. But we do know the stupid shit he said. Just keep in mind, I'm only going to be reacting to the highlights of what he said, because otherwise this video will be too long. So yeah, let's get into it.
I stand by everything that I said.
Okay, off to a great start here.
What I said in my first tweet, I jumped the gun, I honked a little too quickly, but the majority of the things in my initial tweet, I still stand by. In my second tweet, I reiterated and I solidified my stance, and And I guess you could say I built upon what I believed.
You can clearly see this absolute clown is trying his best to sound smart and that he knows what he's talking about by just throwing a bunch of synonyms. But that's not the only thing he does. You can also see in the way that he moves his body or how his words sound. And it comes off as very egotistical, like this is borderline rice gum levels of shit over here.
And I did partially apologize, not to Slazo, but to my community and my friends' communities for jumping the gun.
So you're not going to apologize to Slazo for believing sexual abuse allegations when you only heard one side of the story and you needlessly attacked him for it? Even if Slazo was proven to be sexually abusive, you'd still be guilty of jumping a gun. And that is still something that you had to apologize to Slazo for, because you didn't actually know what happened. You don't get points for lucky guessing. And that's if Slazo was proven to be sexually abusive, which does mountain evidence that he was otherwise.
The whole reason I said anything was because I saw my friends commenting on it. And clearly, he was someone that he knew or that they knew, or someone that was in their community that I've just recently joined, and a content creator, no less. And I felt the need to speak out and give my opinion on the subject, because I thought it was, maybe relevant that I did that. I didn't see it as an opportunity to get clout or anything, If anything, I lost followers from tweeting it, right?
So basically, what he went to here is that he only responded to try and fit in with the rest of the commentary crew, which is kind of pathetic, I gotta say. So because the rest of your friends says something not so nice about Slazo, that means you have to agree with them too, right? And I bet that he wouldn't have responded if his friends didn't first. This guy's a sheep.
But if I wanted to get clout, I would have made a whole video on the subject. I would have made a video, I would have used the R word, I would have put his face in the thumbnail, but I don't make that kind of content. Yeah, but I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize. I believe his name is Michael. I'm not going to apologize to Michael because I have no sympathy for abusers.
Are you fucking serious? You still think that he's an abuser after all that? Are you kidding me? Now, I know Tommy C kind of made his point already, but I'm just going to kind of add my own spin on it. If you look at the definition of sexual abuse, it says this. Sexual abuse, also referred to as molestation, is usually undesired sexual behavior by one person upon another. It is often perpetrated using force, or by taking advantage of another. Now, force is something that Slazo in this video explicitly denies. Roll the clip.
But just know, just right off the bat, that I would have and will never force myself on somebody who doesn't want it. That's not who I am. It's disgusting, and I would never do it. Even the version of myself who sent these messages would never do it.
I'm only showing this because Jacob here claims that he's admitted to the stuff that he was accused of, including being an abuser. Stop talking, Jacob. You don't know what you're saying when it comes to these type of topics.
Do I feel bad that his dirty laundry was aired out like that? Sure. Because if I made some fucking terrible mistakes, I made some terrible mistakes in my past before I was a public figure, right? And while it would fuck me up and make me sad, it would, I wouldn't not deserve it, right? It might put my career on hold. It might make a lot of people hate me. But would I not deserve it?
So his logic here is that you shouldn't be treated as a terrible person on the internet unless the terrible shit you've done is aired out publicly. So he's admitted here that he's made some terrible mistakes, but because no one publicly knows about them yet, that gives him a pass. Well, I'm sure glad no one knows about when I stole my mum's car and committed 10 counts of vehicle and manslaughter a year ago. I still have the good person's pass.
The initial impression was that he broke the law. But there are no laws against being a terrible person. So I don't have any sympathy for him. Terrible boyfriend, terrible person.
There's also no laws against purposefully leaving out evidence to make someone seem like a worse person than they actually are because they're jealous of their gain. Oh wait, there actually is a law against that. Oh shit, that's even worse.
How you've come away from my own interview with Michael thinking he looked worse is mind-blowing. Well, there was some shit like one thing that's really stuck with me that kind of was a huge red flag. Well, I mean, one was like the amount of jump cuts.
Well, I can tell he's getting desperate by this point.
I guess, Nicholas, you're the guy who interviewed Slazo. You have like 4 or 5K, right?
Go mention his sub count, go just drop in his sub count, because that fucking matters.
It was your channel. There's a lot of jump cuts in that video. Where it was an interview on a very serious topic. I don't know if it's because you don't do many interviews and you guys BS'd in between the questions or whatever. But there's a lot of stuff where he answered the question and it like immediately jump cut. And I was like, I wanted to hear the follow-up. I wanted to hear what else he had to say. Maybe there was nothing, but I don't know that as the viewer.
I mean, yeah, you probably weren't missing out much, to be honest. The main purpose of the interview was to answer the questions that Nick gave to Slazo, and he did just that. There wasn't some mastermind trickery behind it.
Anyway, there was one thing he said that there was an immediate jump cut right after. I believe there was an immediate jump cut. I don't have a cinematographic memory. But he said that he recommended her stop taking her anti-anxiety, because it was hurting her sex drive. And I was like, and then we immediately moved on. And that video immediately moved on from there. I was like, bro.
No, it didn't immediately move on from that. People in the interview talked about what they personally thought about what Slazo said. It wasn't just like, did you tell her to stop taking her meds? Yeah, okay, cool, next question. They talked a bit about it afterwards. Kloster was saying how maybe that was a point against him, and Tommy mentioned how it was messed up, but it wasn't anywhere near what Slazo has been accused of, which is rape. I'm not sure how else they can expand the same thing, to be honest.
He was 16 years old. Yeah, I mean, and that, yeah. He was 16 years old, and that gives him a pass. I mean, I'm glad. That's good to know. Now that baby that I ran over with a lawnmower when I was 15, I was 15 and a half, actually. I was mature for my age. Thankfully, I get a pass on that. Now, I'm not comparing infanticide to being a abusive boyfriend.
Oh, that's really a good point. You know, especially like the part when you almost immediately retracted that comparison. Oh yeah, this man's speaking Jesus language.
Like, I had nothing to gain from tweeting it. I just thought I should tweet it.
Nah, I just thought I should tweet about falsely accusing a random guy of sexual assault. Yeah, that's understandable. I'll give you a pass on that, mate.
I don't feel like I need to apologize for calling someone out for being an abusive boyfriend. But that's it. So if you want to, cut that up for your follow-up video, I don't know. Maybe you're just here to just talk to me, or maybe you are gonna cut this up. Do what you will.
As you can see, the Twitch streamer in his natural habitat is clearly shitting himself.
You'll hand it to... Okay, cool, great. I think that felt like a threat. But maybe that's me being insecure.
Oh, you fucking knobhead.
Dolan Darks apologized. Dolan said some things that he needed to apologize for. I'm not going to apologize for anything I said.
What are those things that Dylan needed to apologize for, Jacob? Or at least anything that he said which was more severe and more career damaging than what you said. He didn't blatantly harass Slazo on his Twitter and YouTube. And you talk way more shit about Slazo than he did. I'm not condoning what Dolan said and did, by the way, just to be clear, but he has apologized for them. And Weest, who said worse things about Slazo, is just sitting here like, I'm not going to apologize to him. Why should I? I'm perfect. Accept responsibility, you clown.
No, I mean, he's already cleared himself. His community has forgiven him. People have forgiven him. I will not, personally. But who cares what I think, right?
Look, I'll tell you why people care what your opinion on the whole situation is, right? It's because you're spreading a false narrative that someone is abused in front of your young impressionable fans, thousands of them, all because you're too ignorant and stubborn to take responsibility. It's embarrassing. If anything, you shouldn't have the platform, or at least one which allows you to talk about serious topics. You can keep doing your meme anthologies or whatever, you know, the if two guys kiss isn't gay video, which was pretty funny. But if even your own fans are telling you to move on, in the words of Papa Franco, it's time to stop.
Imagine mods banning me for making a donation asking you about this.
I didn't realize my mods banned you, but it's because you're bringing drama to my chat. We have a rule right here. Keep it lighthearted. Obviously, I'm breaking my own rule, but I do that all the time. Because it's my stream.
Is this guy like the Kim Jong-un stream? No one can break my rules except I, Sir Weest. Now, I'm obviously joking here, but these rules just seem a bit self-centered if you ask me.
I understand why people are upset, because some of my friends have said some things that are really bad, that I cannot agree with. But I don't know if you just haven't seen what I said, or you just been told what I said and you just believe that on a whim, which is fine. Believe what you will. I will believe what I will.
And that concludes it. This last clip just shows the blatant hypocrisy of this guy and how high he just thinks of himself. It represents that perfectly. Now, I'd like to end off this video by going slightly off topic. I'm still going to be talking about him, but not necessarily about the whole situation. I've been subscribed to this guy for quite a bit before the drama. Like, I remember when a friend of mine showed the "If Two Guys Kiss, It Isn't Gay" video, and I thought it was pretty funny and well scripted. I actually subscribed to him on my phone after he showed that video because I thought the guy was funny, right? I don't really watch a lot of his content after that, however. I watched a couple of his other videos, including the Cyberbillion Jake Paul 100 times vid, but that's really it. Even then, I sensed an aura that he was kind of full of himself. A bit cocky, should I say. But then I thought, oh, maybe that's how he just comes across in his videos. But, as you all know, that turned out not to be the case. I think this whole situation has really shown me the true colors of the creators that I used to respect, and it just gives me that painful reminder that you don't know what the person is like off camera. Which is why I intend to be as open and as honest as possible on this channel. Not completely, like, I'm not gonna delve into really personal stories and shit. But I'll never try to cover my ass if I fucked up, and hopefully I'll continue not to do that if I gain a following someday. But yeah, that's it for today's video. As I implied at the beginning of this, I do intend to make more videos on this. Again, I know I'm really late to talk about this, and most people had said what they needed to say on the situation, but I just feel like I need to get my opinion out there and add some new takes every now and then. If you want more of this, then I recommend you hit subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video, which is all manipulation by the way, according to Lord and Saviour Weest here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, links down below. Thanks for watching, I've been Smashads, and until next time, I'm going to continue to melt in this heat wave having right now here in Britain. Jesus. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.